is 9:33.
The Radio Wammo Breakfast.
The Geek Show.
Joining us now to talk about medical breakthroughs, it is Chelfyn from The Geek Show, 2 3s rather than 2 e's.com. Hello, Chelfyn, come on in.
Hi there, Wammo.
Nice to see you once again, all wrapped up, nice and warm there in Mohawk Studios headquarters.
Well, I'm warm. The studios aren't.
All right, let's talk about medical breakthroughs. You've just been researching online and choosing and picking out some rather extraordinary developments.
Yeah, well, I'm rather fond of medical science. I'd probably be dead twice over if it hadn't been for evidence-based medicine. And I plan on living a very, very, very long time. So I'm always keeping my eyes open for things that will help me do that.
Yeah, exactly. That's positive.
So I think the first place I'd like to kick off here is this isn't actually a breakthrough. This is just a suggestion for the next X Prize, for the X Prize Foundation, which are devoted to helping people make great breakthroughs by putting up a prize and saying, go for it. If you can, for instance, get a commercial rocket into space, you get 10 million, etc. It's those people. And there's been a great idea tossed around recently for an X Prize for the creation of an artificially intelligent physician that you can access from your phone. So what we're talking about is a piece of expert software that has a big database, can say take an image from your phone and check whether the rash matches smallpox or poison ivy or something like that.
Yeah.
While smallpox came up there, I've really got to mention something about people seem to forget sometimes the history of smallpox. Smallpox killed between 300 and 500 million people last century, and through vaccination, we eradicated that disease completely in 1979.
Science won.
Science won. I think that's an incredibly big win for science. So whenever you're faced with anybody being all anti-vaccine and mental about this whole thing, just bring up smallpox and just say, would you like smallpox back? 80% lethality in children, 40 to 60% of adults who got it died. And now we've completely wiped it out, which is brilliant. So anyway, rant off my chest there. Yeah. This could be incredible. So many people in the world now have got access to a phone, but haven't got access to a really well-trained physician. And if that phone, a lot of smartphones now, the capabilities on them aren't very far away from being an incredibly good diagnostic tool in themselves. Their cameras can be repurposed as microphones, as microscopes. Their sensitive microphones could be used, pushed up against your chest to detect heart patterns. And the imaging devices in them can be used for chemical analysis as well.
And this this isn't such a big step for people as well, because a lot of people are using Google right now as their local GP.
Yeah, because the internet is now capable of getting so much data to hand, and your average busy GP just doesn't have that sort of time. They have a lot of experience in certain things, but to expect them to have experience in the whole of medical diagnosis, I don't see it being a very long time at all before a piece of expert software can be better than a lot of physicians on the planet. And please, highly trained doctors, don't take that the wrong way.
But I can't imagine the AI having a good bedside manner, though.
No, but I think good. The ability to detect what you've got very quickly will make up a lot for bedside manner.
Yeah, good point.
So that's just got me excited, because really I think the technology is pretty much there already. And the phones that are required to bring this technology to the masses are widely available now. Not just in the Western world, they're starting to get out in the developing world as well, where I think this will make the biggest difference. So I think this is an idea that hasn't got any technological blocks. It's just simply waiting to happen and waiting to get distributed properly.
What about this breakthrough on liver disease?
This is fantastic. There's one of the great promises of sort of stem cells and our ability to rebuild bits of our body from our own cells is the ability to potentially grow complex organs like livers and things like that. But previously, to build the structure on which the cells could grow, people have been trying to create lab-made scaffolds using 3D printers and things like that. This is some scientists at Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston who've made a functional transplantable liver by basically stripping a donor liver of all the cells that normally make it function and just leaving the other material, the scaffold, which they then grow cells from the person who's going to get the liver. And they've managed to grow a donor liver for probably, I believe, a rat or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes, and transplant a rat liver grown in this way. So the ability to take a donor liver, take away all the cells that your body would reject, just leave the complex scaffolding, and then to build a whole new organ on it. That's just fantastic.
Especially since
replacement organs are...
the stats in the States are that liver disease accounts for accounts for 12 the 12th largest cause of death, which is it's huge.
It's enormous. I mean, we're especially here in Western culture, we're huge imbibers of alcohol.
Yeah.
There's lots of people regularly ruining their livers on a daily basis.
Yeah.
And it's an important technology to get onto.
Absolutely. All right. What's another big medical breakthrough in your opinion?
Oh, well, this one's brilliant because it's another one of those Star Trek devices that's coming into real life. I love it when something from my youth that was science fiction turns up in real life, and it's even better than we expected. On Star Trek, Bones always had he had a couple of things. He had a medical tricorder, which effectively we're just talking about in many ways. That's what smartphones are slowly becoming.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
The other thing he had was this little hissy injector spray. He'd go up to people and go, pfft, and it would deliver a perfect dose of a drug.
Yeah.
Well, there's a company called Pantech Biosolutions have got an injector called the Please platform, the Painless Laser Epidermal System, which delivers precise dosages of drugs, and it pierces the skin with a tiny, tiny pulse from a laser. So it only pierces the very top layer of skin that's required and then gets the drug down into the epidermis.
Wow.
So for certain drugs which don't require large volumes, this is an instant and painless drug delivery method through the skin.
Would you say this is
it's phenomenal?
Yeah, would you say this is American military developed? Because I'd imagine this would have been handy on the battlefield. Something that could deliver quick relief.
I'm not sure. I haven't looked into the backing on that company. I really should. It seems like something that they would deliver. But then again, the American military, I don't see them really working on a painless laser epidermal system. I could see them working on a incredibly fast, we don't care if it hurts delivery system.
Yeah.
This could just as easily be something that's come out of ordinary sources.
Yeah. Well, absolutely fascinating. Those are just a few medical breakthroughs that Chelfyn has discovered that are worth talking about. Thanks so much. And, of course, you can find the links, once again, and the video up at thegeekshow.com, 2 3s rather than 2 E's. Thanks so much, Chelfyn. See you next time.
Yeah, see you next week, Wammo.
All right, it's got a...